Welcome to my channel today. Today we're going to take a look at this ENGWE L20 2.0. So this is the latest version of this bike they get out there. This is a 20-inch folding bike. This has 20 by 3 wheels on it. This thing's a little bit lighter than a lot of the ones out there as far as folding bikes go. I believe it's like 68 pounds, something like that. So this thing is very easily, you can put it in your car. Handlebars fold down, bike folds in half. Piece of cake to put in your car. This has got a nice rack on the back, nice seat on it. There's a lot of nice things about this bike. The best part of this bike, guys, is the price. So right now, this bike is under 800 bucks. Can you believe that? This bike, under $800. It's got a 750 motor on it. Let's take a look at this thing. I think you're gonna like it. All right, guys, when your package arrives to your house, it's going to look like this. Now inside here it's well packaged. This thing is protected really good. I didn't find any damage on this bike. In here you got a little box of pedals and everything you need to put this bike together. They give you the wrenches and everything. You even got a bike pump. All right, guys, so this is what we got after we unbox it. This is a quill adapter on this stem. We just dropped this thing in there. I'm not going to tighten it up right away. We're going to put the handlebars on. We'll get everything lined up before I'm going to tighten it. So that drops in there. I pulled this bracket off already for the handlebars. I'm going to pull the handlebars up now. And you're going to make sure that you got them on the right way. And they're not backwards. And we're going to put this in position and start to tighten the bolts up on it. This bike looks like a piece of cake to put together, guys, so don't be afraid of it, that's for sure. Just notice the bell on this thing is built right into the brake on it, which is kind of neat. Next thing we're going to do is line the handlebars up with the forks and tighten that bolt. Drop this thing down here, and we will tighten this up. We can always move it later if we have to. Now that's on, that's on. Looks like we need to attach the rack here. While I'm there, I'm also going to make sure the bottom rack bolts are tight, which that one is. So wasn't that one. Alright guys, now we got to put the front fender and the headlight on. So I've got the headlight in my hand and I'm going to put the bolt through that and then through the fender. Alright, now you've got to attach the back brackets also. Alright guys, I'm going to hit the rear brake on this now. I'm going to bring the bike up. I'm going to let it roll out. Put this piece of foam on the ground here so we can put the rack down on that. I am going to turn the bike around here so that we can see. Making sure the screen is not going to get hurt here. I'm actually going to put this piece of foam underneath the handlebars to protect them. We still got to hold the bike here. We'll cut this block off now. We need to get a wrench to take this off. No, we don't. Loosen these up, but we won't take them all the way off. You have to look in here. There is nothing holding. Sometimes there's a little pad in here. There's no pad in here. We'll drop this thing. The rotor's got to go in there. These little pitons go into the little holes and it helps hold the tire on in case there's a problem down the road. Got a 16mm wrench here. That's why we didn't tighten our fender up. So it needed to go up a little bit. Might as well. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the pedals on. Remember there's a right and left one of these things, so check out and make sure which ones they are. Alright, so we're ready to go down now. Now we can use the kickstand on it. Alright guys, we almost got this bike done. We're going to put the seat in here and get it adjusted. The tire pressure on this is 25 to 45 pounds. I'm going to put 30 pounds in these tires. Alright guys, you want to make sure that the bike is adjusted to you. Check those brakes out, make sure they're working, and once you feel they are, take it for a little test drive. Don't go fast. Alright guys, now that's all together, let's take a look at this bike. Alright guys, let's take a look at the brakes. We got cable pull brakes here, and you've got 180mm rotors on it. So you've got a very substantial kickstand here that's adjustable. This is the L20. Explore a new way. So that's their motto, I guess. This rack holds 25 kilograms, which is 55 pounds. You have folding pedals on this bike. These pedals actually fold really easy. You just pull in that little button there and it folds really easy. Nice. Alright, up on the front wheel here we have the mechanical brakes also, but we have the 180mm rotor. The tire on this bike is a no-name, but it's got pretty good tread on it. This is a 20x3, and it's quiet going down the road. You've got metal fenders on this thing, guys. The battery on this bike is a 52-volt, 13-amp-hour. You've got the charging port on the side, and you've also got a handle on this to make it easier to pull a battery out, and the seat flips up so you can slide it right out. Charging port's right here on the side, and you plug it right in there and charge it on or off the bike. You also got a suspension seat post that they throw on with this bike. This bike's got a lot of stuff on it, guys. You can adjust your seat from there. This seat here almost looks like it's real leather, and it's got that nice cooling hole in it. Alright, let's take a look at the suspension forks on this bike. You have a lockout on this side. You can either lock it out or have the suspension forks working. You can adjust them on this side here. You've got a headlight on this. You've got metal fenders on it. And you've got places to put a basket that they have available. This is a folding bike, guys, so these bars fold down on it. And you can get them right out of the way and make it so that it's much easier to put in your car. You also have a telescoping stem on this bike, and we'll show you the fold on this thing right here. You hit this little lever here forward, and then the bike will fold, and again you push it from with your knee or leg, and that's what I do, and this is locked. Let's look at the handlebars. You've got nice grips on this thing and they don't move. You got that little palm rest. You've got your bell up here and your brakes. You've got your adjustments for your passes. You turn your screen on that way and the bike. Your screen is a colored screen. You have the 7-speed shifter here. Your throttle is right here. It's a half throttle. You have a running light and a brake light on this bike. This bike has a derailleur protective, guys, which is pretty good. You've got a tourney derailleur on it. You've also got a 7-speed freewheel, and it's 14x28. You've got a 750-watt motor here that peaks at 1125 with 75 Newton meters of power. Explore a new way. This is the L20, guys. Guys, we are on the ENGWE. This is the L20 2.0. And right now I have it in pedal assist 1, which is actually putting me at about 5.5 miles an hour on the speedometer, but it's telling me 2 miles an hour on the GPS. So this speedometer could be way off here. So we're going to knock it up into pedal assist 2, which is going to definitely brings me up to, call it almost 9.5 miles an hour in 2. So this thing is very controllable, that's for sure. Says 9 miles an hour on the GPS. So appears it's working rather well. Now 3 definitely gets a kick up there, and 3 brings us up to 15 miles an hour. We'll bring it up to 7th gear, and yes, I have comfortable pedal at 15 miles an hour. We will knock it up into pedal assist 4, which is going to get us at 21 miles an hour roughly. So 20.7. And we'll hit 5. 5 is going to get us up to 23.5. 24. She's still going. I'm pedaling, I'm ghost pedaling, but 24.5 and ghost pedaling. But that's reasonable. We'll see what it does in throttle next. And we'll stop pedaling and we'll hit the throttle only. 20 miles an hour, 20.4, she kicks right out. 20.7, So the throttle goes up to 20, 21 now. I got no mirrors on this bike, which drives me crazy. But I want to take this thing out here relatively out of the box. In fact, we have 1.3 miles on this bike right now. So let me tell you a couple things about this bike. So it's got cable pull brakes. So far the only downfall I've seen, and they work good. So that's not really a problem. The screen is decent looking screen. I can see it with my glasses on. So that's not a problem. 20 on the GPS, but that's pretty darn close, guys. Most of these bikes are way off. And then you got to play with the tire size, but I think I would not have a problem with this one. I'll check the tire size anyways. I haven't even tried getting into that. This is a folding bike, 750 motor on it. Folding pedals, folding handlebars. This thing's got a lot going for it. It's got, you know, other than, like I said, the brakes, this thing is pretty good. The battery's a little on the smaller size, but again, for this price of this bike, and I haven't even discussed the price of this bike yet, which is really cheap. So this bike is $799, and I believe I have a cool code that will save you another $50. So they gave me it. I don't know if it works. That's why I'm saying it should. So definitely check out that code if you're interested in this bike, bringing this thing down to $750. So this thing is going uphill right now at 18 miles an hour on throttle, guys. I'm going to pretty much push this on throttle to see what we can do here. Because everybody says, oh, I want to see what it can do on throttle. So we're down one battery bar already. But we just come up a big hill. All right, let's see what this thing will do down this hill. We're going to pretty much coast down this hill. 27, 28, 30 miles an hour, 33 on the speedometer, 32 on the GPS. So it's pretty darn close, guys. So you get a pretty decent seat on this bike too. It has a hole in the middle to vent, which you don't see that often. It's a real, if it's not leather, it's pretty realistic looking plastic, let's put it that way, because it looks leather to me. And it comes with a seat post, with a suspension seat post on it also, which is, you know, another plus. So $750 for this bike, and you've got a suspension seat post, folding bike, 750 watt motor. This thing is a superior bike for the money. You know, is it a great bike? For the money it is. Compared to a $2,500 bike? No, but you know, put things in perspective here. For $750, this is one hell of a bike. We're at 36 miles an hour on a speedometer and 39 on the speedometer now and a half, 36 on the GPS. So, and it's a smooth bike, guys. So this bike is supposed to be capable of going to 28 miles an hour. There's probably an override that I need to do, but I want to take this bike out pretty much factory, so that's what we've done. We are going to hit a little rail trail here and see how it does on it. Again, still only down at one battery bar, and we've been throttling this the whole time. Knock the pass down here so we can see. Metal fenders. I'm going to knock it down to 2 to see if we can pedal this thing comfortably. Yeah, very nice. 10 miles an hour and pedal assist 2. But a very nice canvas, so excellent rail trail bike. And we've got the suspension on the front and the suspension seat post to make it even more comfortable. Just knocked it up into 3, which gets us up to 15 miles an hour. 4 miles on this bike now, so 4 miles into our ride. One battery bar down, but that's because we were trucking it up that big hill. And this thing flew up that hill. So it's got plenty of Newton meters of torque. The throttle is not held back by the passes because this will go to full throttle, which is a good thing, I think, because if you're in pedal assist 1, say you're going down a nice slow rail trail, you get to the end, there's a road there, you want to jump across to the other side, you start the pedal, there's a car coming, and you can't get across fast enough. So if you got that throttle and it's full throttle, you hit that and get yourself across. So I like that feature very much. So these 3-inch tires are not affecting this thing at all as far as hampering it on the rail trail. We will head across here. See, I'm hitting the throttle and right across I go. Takes quite a few rotations to, like 2 rotations to get this to kick in. All right, I'm going to count the rotations here. 1, 2, about 2.5. I don't know, again, from the settings, you might be able to change that if you want it more responsive. I think actually the way it's set for new bike owners, it's probably ideal till you get used to the fact that the bikes take off when you pedal them. This is an awesome bike for one, traveling, because it folds up. You can throw it in your car and stuff. It's pretty light too. And the other great thing about this bike is the price. So anybody that wants to try to get into e-biking, this is basically a really good bike for the money. For the price of this bike, you end up getting those tiny little bikes, and this thing is a 20-inch folding full-size bike. This is made for adults, so this is definitely something that you should check out for sure. So again, we've done a little pedaling here, but not a lot. We're at 6 miles. And still think only 1 battery bar down. We're going up a hill now, 21 miles an hour. Like I said, this thing is a champ on hills. Again, nice quiet brakes, and they work well. Pretty sure we can stop pretty fast on it. Couldn't lock them up. I'm sure we could tighten these brakes up a little bit too, and they probably would lock up. But they work good enough for me. We got lights on this thing. No directionals, but we got a front light, we got a rear light, and we got brake lights. So again, on a budget bike, we got brake lights. Christ, I buy a $2,500 bike and sometimes I don't have brake lights. So yeah, like I said, is this the best bike in the world? No, but for the money it is. I'm impressed. Like I said, for the money, I'm impressed. I bought a bike for my wife from a major brand, very similar to this, but it was, I believe, like $1,100, and it had a 14 5-amp-hour battery in it. I believe this has a 13. It had a 500-watt motor on it. This has a 750. I didn't have a bell on it, and it was a folding bike. It had 3-inch tires on it. It had cable pull brakes like this one. So $750 for this bike, or $1,100 for a bike with a smaller motor on it? Huh. I think this is a much better deal. Well, we're at 7.3 miles. Throttle, pretty much throttle only. First squeak I've heard out of the brakes, and it was only because I don't think I hit it hard enough. I was hitting it lightly, and that really wasn't even a squeak. Nope, finally down another battery bar, but again, we're going up a hill. Well, this is a nice little bike, guys. Like I said, for anybody interested in checking out, e-biking, to see if it's something they want to do and they're going to buy a bike, this might be a nice way to entry-level bike. And I would imagine resale-wise, you're never going to get under $500 probably. So you're not going to lose that much. I would imagine if I put this on Facebook Marketplace, I would get $500 for this thing all day long. Usually anything's going for $750, and you can buy this bike brand new for $750. So, and if you think I'm kidding, check out Facebook Marketplace, guys. You'll see pretty much any electric bike out there is going for $750 used. Very nimble little bike here. Very controllable. Very nice. Very good bike for seniors also. Very low step through, so you can step right through this bike. So that's what people are looking for, you know. Nice little step through. This would be great if you were living in a retirement community, small enough to store in your garage or even in your, you know, your space that you store things in, because it's pretty small and it folds, so you can make it even smaller. We're down to half a battery, but it doesn't seem to be losing any power. Still going up this hill at 16 miles an hour on throttle. All right, 20 miles an hour, 19. It's a pretty good hill too. I'd give this one a good 12. 16. Didn't drop below 16. We're picking up speed again. All right, another hill. This is New Hampshire, guys. We got a lot of hills. That's why we never get anywhere near the ratings on these bikes as far as mileage goes. But we're at 10 miles now and half a battery gone. 11 miles now. All right, guys, let's put this thing, half a battery now. Let's put this thing up a 13-degree hill. Pretty much from start. Let's see, 8, 7, 8, back up to 8. 9 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour. 11 miles an hour. 12. It does level out here a little bit. That's why we're picking up speed, but yeah, this thing is a hill climber, guys. Nothing wrong with that. Again, coming down this hill, hitting the brakes pretty hard, and they work fine. No squeak squeak, no click click. Very nice. Down another battery bar, so we got 2 left. 2 left, 12 miles. Up and down hills, throttle only. And pretty much full throttle the whole way. So I think if you were using this thing in my environment, the hills that I'm dealing with, and conditions, you could expect with some minimal pedaling, I bet you could get 30 miles out of this bike. 25 anyways, but I bet you 30. And no sag here, you know, we're dropping voltage, but bike still seems to maintain its 21 miles an hour on throttle. All right, this is the second bike in a row that I'm impressed with. I'm happy about that because the last couple that I had done before that, I wasn't too happy with. So I didn't want to get known as the Debbie Downer of bikes. So I'm glad to see bikes coming in that, you know, I took a look at this bike when they asked me about taking it. I said, you know what? This is definitely something that I can see my viewers would be interested in, and it's spec'd out really good. So I said, absolutely, send me this bike. I could probably sell a lot of these things because it's a decent bike. I don't make crap on them, so don't get me wrong. I don't care whether I sell them or not. I think this company gives me 5%, so 5% sale on this is not going to make me rich, but it does help support the channel. And by supporting the channel is right now I've been buying other bikes with the money I've been making on these things, guys. So yeah, not all companies are gracious enough like ENGWE to give me a bike. And thank you very much, ENGWE, for sending this thing down. And I am very happy to say I give this bike my seal of approval. This is a nice little bike. We're down to 1 battery bar, so we're headed back home for sure. But we're at almost 16 miles on throttle only, pretty much full blast the whole time, guys. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing makes it up the hill with 1 battery bar on it in my neighborhood, because that is a 12-degree hill. Hopefully we still have 1 battery bar by the time we get back there. I believe we will. We're still holding at 21.5 miles an hour on 1 battery bar. So this is not a bike that loses power as we lose battery. And that's impressive too. Felt a couple of raindrops. So we're going to be ending this at the right time. I want to go out and see how much mileage we could get on this thing with the battery. And going to be at 17 real soon here, and we are going to try to go up this hill throttle only. We are at 11 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, picking up speed again. 1 battery bar, picking up speed. We're at 11.5, 12 miles an hour. Ha, guys, I'm impressed. 15, 16, 15. You guys impressed with this bike? Hey, if you're on the fence about buying a bike, this might be the one for you guys. So definitely check out in the comments. I am going to leave the link in there for the website and also for the $50 off. And I'm hoping it works for you guys. So let me know if it does, if you buy one. So we are now at 17 miles, throttle only, still 1 battery bar left. And still plenty of power. So all right, guys, that wraps up the ENGWE L20 2.0. What'd you think of this bike for the money? $799 for this bike, guys. So if you're interested in this thing, I am going to leave their website pinned in the comments. That way there you guys can click it, go to their website, check it out. They've got this in 3 different colors, and they've got accessories for it. So guys, if you like this content, please hit the subscribe button and hit that like on the way out. Thank you very much, guys.